Like what a lot of traders tend to do is burn their chips early in the week, like on Monday, dig themselves a hole. And when the trades finally show themselves on Wednesday and there's a great opportunity, you don't have enough margin, you don't have enough money in your account in general to take that trade, or you're emotionally distressed because of the losses. So the most important thing that you guys realize is when there is high impact news events, you want to be very selective. And this is not even just for news days. This is honestly just all around. So that's the number one rule of news trading. Be very selective. You're going to be presented so many shorter time frame opportunities. You're going to be presented so many patterns that will entice you to either buy or sell prematurely. Your job is to understand that you only have 3 or 4 trades this week max. And every time you're presented an opportunity, a gambler thinks to himself, how much money can I make from this trade? A risk manager or a real trader asks themselves, is this a trade I'm willing to lose money on? So when I'm taking trades this week, I'm like, okay, I only have 4 trades to take. Is this trade high probability enough for me to spend one of my attempts? When you want to be highly selective, the most important thing is to kind of look at your confirmation strategy and make sure you only take trades that fit 100% of the confirmations. Sometimes it's 3 confirmations, sometimes it's 4 confirmations. If it's not all 5, you don't take the trade. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Second risk to trading during high impact news. If you're trading with an unregulated broker, more than likely they're able to raise spreads. Oh, and slippage. So you enter a trade, you get executed somewhere way different than where you intended to enter, or the spreads are wide, so it's kind of close to your stop loss. It doesn't hit, but it's going to hit your stop loss regardless. And so there's all these different things that brokers can do. And when you contact your broker and say, hey, I was in this trade and this is what happened, they'll blame it on the high impact news, and they'll say that the liquidity provider is to blame for this. So if you guys are trading news, understand your broker has a free pass to fuck with your account. And so be very selective. The more trades you take, the more likely they are to be able to manipulate the trades. And so less is more. Put less is more in the chats if you guys are still on the same page as me. We're going to talk about the Fed news here in just a second. And it's very important to me that everyone understands how the Fed news is going to affect markets this Wednesday. This is going to be the single most important fundamental event of the entire year. If you're prepared, and this call is not about making sure you guys make money on Wednesday. What I would urge most people to do, and this is not financial advice, but what I would urge most people to do is to stay away from trading news. The reason that Wednesday's news is so important is because the Fed policy creates a trend in the markets for the next 2 or 3 or 4 months. The minimum trend that gets produced during a Fed meeting is until the next Fed meeting. And so whatever happens this Wednesday is going to create a trend until the May Fed meeting. So if you understand that the dollar is going to go bearish or the dollar is going to go bullish, for example, then we'll be able to trade along with that for the next 3 to 4 months. That's why it's so important to understand how fundamentals play into the markets. I don't want you guys to be news traders. Your goal is not to catch the spike and to catch a wick so you can take a screenshot and post it for your friends. Most people will lose money trading news. So what I would urge you to do is to understand how news affects the bigger picture, and then to trade along with that trend for the next 2-3 months with confidence. All right.